Bonjour! In today's video, I'm going to give you 5 tips to master your serve fundamentals, which are so important. Before I get into this video, I just want to show you right here. I'm about to be going to France next week, so be looking out on my channel the next couple weeks for lots of videos in France because I'm going to be doing some coaching out there. We're actually going to play on the Roland Garros courts. Absolutely true. So make sure you subscribe so you can catch all those amazing videos. Okay, the number one thing you want to think about when you are looking to master your serve fundamentals is that is all about quality over quantity. And this is super important. Lots of people who have a bad serving day or want to improve their serve, they get buckets of serves and they come back to the baseline and they just try and hit a million serves all day, hoping it's going to get better, though that wasn't so bad. B2 is right after the serves like a band. That wasn't even bad either, and it was I'm using bad technique by making serves. Oh my goodness, there you go. Anyway, you just don't want to come out here to the baseline, serve a bunch of serves the wrong way. It's all about quality. You've got to start to learn to study what's going on. That's the only thing that's going to save your serve and give you some really good, solid fundamentals that are going to hold up in your matches. All right, let's get to number 2, tip number 2 to improve your serve fundamentals, to master them. Okay, second tip to master your serve fundamentals is you need to start kind of at the end of the serve, okay? So what you don't want to worry about in the very beginning is all the stuff, all the different ways you can get to the most important part of the serve. Whether you come down, whether you do a platform versus a pinpoint. This is all not really gonna make that much a difference. It's all a stylistic choice. When you think about some of the best servers in the history of tennis, they all had a different way to get to the most important part of the serve, which I'm about to reveal to you right now. But you know, you think about Sampras, he would come down here. Federer comes down here. Lots of great servers come down here. Andy Roddick didn't mess around. He just got right up here, boom, right in what I call secret power source, which is one of the most important parts of the serve. But really, where everything starts to go haywire, when you watch a pro serve, their racket is coming up on edge. This is the big difference. Their racket is coming up on edge to hit the ball, and they basically wouldn't hit the ball until the last frame. Boom, then all of a sudden it's hitting the ball, where recreational players right around this area, somewhere right around here, they start to put the racket face back into a pizza move, which keeps them from being able to put enough rotation and spin on the ball and acceleration to get the ball in. So they end up flapjacking the serve either in or out, and then they usually have to tap the serve in. So what you need to focus on mastering is the racket drop. The racket drop is when you come behind your head and then you go up to hit the ball. So I like to tell people to think about putting the racket on the mountain, okay? So first of all, to do that, you've got to be in the continental grip. You've got to be in the continental grip. And then you see right here, my head, my dome is a mountain. And what I want to do is put it right here. And this is extremely important too, because a lot of times when I have people do this, they start to go like this. You see how your elbow's kicking out here? Don't do this. You need to get right here. Jeff Saldenstein calls it elbowing the enemy. Now you see I look like a pro. You can see that my chest is facing you guys, okay? So the stance is also important when you're in the mountain move, okay? And then what you're looking to do is all of a sudden there's an avalanche and your racket's gonna slide down the mountain. And when it slides down the mountain, then you've got to go up and hit. And you've got to make sure that you're coming up on edge, which I'm gonna bring you guys up to the net here in a second. But this is the most important part. Mastering this part right here. And lots of times I'll even take people a step before that, and we're just gonna start right here and hatch it and learn how to go up. Because what you do is you go down the mountain into the hatchet move and then up to hit the ball. That's the most important part you gotta master. And you've gotta make it flow, okay? So all that needs to happen with a flow. So in the beginning, you're gonna have to think about it. You're gonna have to get this down, right? You're gonna have to get this part down, and you're going to be thinking, it's going to be a struggle, and your racket's going to be stopping and looking awkward and going up. That's just part of the learning process. Whenever you have to think about something new and you don't know if you're doing it right or wrong, it doesn't look great in the beginning. So another thing that you can start to do when you start to understand these moves and you want to feel the flow of a professional server, I love this Serve Master from Lisa Dotson. You can go to servemaster.com, get yourself one. You can also have a sock with 2 tennis balls in it, but the weighting of this is so much better. Plus it also shows you, see I'm a lefty, I don't know if you can see that L. It shows you the grip. So learning how to make this flow, and you see how I'm making this look easy? A lot of recreational players, they're gonna make this look very, very tough. Let me drop my racket, just do a couple for you, because you wanna make sure you're in the right stance, you wanna make sure you get yourself in a tilt, and you wanna make sure this thing is continuous. See, if it gets down here, anytime the rope starts to become dangly, right, and you can see like bends in it, you don't have the flow. When you get this thing going, and it's pretty much straight throughout the entire process and extending up, and it's a constant rhythm, and it's easy to keep it going. It's like once it starts, it's hard to stop, and it really helps you get that flow of a professional server, because that's what you need back there in the racket drop. Okay, let's get to tip number 3 to master your serve fundamentals. This is pretty good so far, don't you think? Hey guys, if you are enjoying this video, B2 really, really loves this channel, and he loves tennis. And he's so excited to promote Crunch Time Coaching that he's willing to give you 100 free B2 puppy kisses every time you like a video. You subscribe, it's unlimited. B2, you ready to run? You ready to show people how athletic you are? Oh yeah, he's ready, he's ready. You ready? Here we go, B2. Here we go. Watch this guy. Tries 100% all the time, all the time. Look at that effort. Look at that effort. Let's get to the next tip. Okay, tip number 3. This is huge. And I've seen so many great coaches do this, what I've been doing so long. Patrick Mortoglu, who pretty much coaches the entire professional tour, I've seen him give multiple lessons to professional tennis players in the box. But most recreational players are not willing to spend a lot of time in this tennis box to really work on their serve fundamentals. And when you're back there trying to learn something new and you're trying to hit the ball way across the net, it just doesn't work out very well. So what you want to do is be in the box working on your serve moves, okay? Which is extremely important, because the most important thing here is to get comfortable coming up on edge and developing a different swing path. You see, when you start out, what's normal and natural is that your swing path is going to be going pretty much by your ear and forward. Well, the pros, to be able to make it to where they're going on edge, their swing path is not going by they're not going by their ear up on edge and then turning the racket over. What they're doing is they're swinging out. It's almost like in a circle, how I showed you on the Serve Master. They're coming up on edge this way, you see, and then pushing out that way, and that's how they're able to hit the ball. You see that here and then there. So what you want to focus on when you're in the short court here with all the drills is you want to pay very close attention. This is a big tip, to your thumbnail, okay? That, after teaching for so long, I realize is a big difference maker between a recreational server and a professional server. You know, some pros are a little different, but for the most part, most pros throughout the entire swing process, as they get into what I call secret power source, you can see your thumbnail. And then as they come behind their head, you can still see the thumbnail. And then as you come here into hatchet and you get ready to go up, I still see my thumbnail. Okay, I'm looking right at my thumbnail as I do that. And then as I'm going to hit, boom, now all of a sudden I can't see my thumbnail anymore, and then I push away, and then I come around, and then guess what? Me and my thumbnail get reunited, okay? So that is basically the most important parts of the serve right there. And so what you want to do is be up here in the short court. I have a 7-day serve challenge that you definitely want to get on my email list. I'm going to give you another free course at the end of this video, and then eventually you'll be able to do one of my 7-day serve challenges, because we're not doing one right now. But what I teach people is how to really get comfortable hitting the ball at the edge. So I'll have them to start up here, you know, serving with the edge, hitting the ball on the edge, and then eventually going out here, and now all of a sudden you're hitting spin. So a bunch of progressive drills up in the short court to where eventually you don't even worry about the ball going in or out. Eventually what's going to happen is if you do the moves that I teach you over and over and over again, you're not going to be able to help but to do it the right way and go up and hit it, and at least being able to develop a perfect serve in the box, okay, up here in the box. And you don't worry if you're hitting the ball in or out, whether you're hitting it long or whether you are actually hitting in the box. It's just more about the fundamentals that you're developing, and it's a lot easier to do it up here because now you're not thinking that you're playing a match and trying to make the serve so much. So work up in the short court if you want to master your serve fundamentals, and you got to do it over and over and over again. Just like Steph Curry. I made a video on how did Steph Curry get so good. He has his 2 basketballs here before every game. It's not like, oh, now I've learned how to do that, now I'm a great dribbler, I don't need to do it anymore. He does it all the time. All right, so that's another thing. Let's get to number 4. The 4th thing you're gonna need to develop and master your serve fundamentals. Okay, tip number 4 to master your serve fundamentals. It's more of a mental tip, and it's huge. And all the greats, they tend to embrace this. It's that you can't skip steps. I got to interview Rod Laver. He says, you know, you can't skip steps. I'm making a video on how Tiger Woods, his practices, what they're built around, and something he talks about is you don't want to do the shortcut, right? And to enjoy the process, okay? And so the pros, even though they have all this pressure on themselves to improve and get a certain ranking and win a certain amount of money, they're able to separate the idea of, yeah, my practice when I'm developing my game, I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna rush it. It's going to be ready when it's ready. Where a lot of recreational players, especially adults, they feel like they're making up for missed time, and they're like, yeah, if I work on my serve really hard for 2 months, you know, can I go from a 3.5 to a 4.0? It's like, that's not what it's about. Don't do this to get a number behind, a rating behind your name. Do it because you want to get better and you enjoy the art of tennis. So therefore, you really love the art of how a proper serve looks rather than what it's actually going to do for you. The results are going to come. If you develop the right fundamentals, the results will be a byproduct. You almost can't even help that. Your serve will improve. But if you just want to improve your serve because you need a certain rating, right? Then you're going to force it too much, and you're going to stop because you're going to realize, you know what, actually tapping the ball in play, I actually do better when I do that rather than step up to the line of my matches and try and think of all these different moves and I'm double faulting all day. I don't even recommend that you bring out the stuff that you're learning in the beginning in your matches. Forget about that. Bring it out much later when you feel a lot more confident, when it starts to become on autopilot and you don't have to think about it. Otherwise, just tap the serve in, play your matches, and then behind the scenes, be working on your serve. I always think about it like developing a product. You know, you just can't develop a product in the day and bring it to Walmart and put it on the shelves and expect it to sell and people can bring it home and use it. You've got to develop it. And like Tiger Woods says, you've got to earn it, and you got to want to earn it. That's the key. All right, let's get to tip number 5 on how you can master your serve fundamentals. Okay, tip number 5. Tip number 5, make sure you bring your phone out, your iPad, and to film yourself. This is extremely important. You're gonna hear tips on YouTube, maybe some of the tips I gave you, and you're like, man, that makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna go use that. And whether you're on the practice court in your matches, maybe you think you're getting, you're like, yeah, I think that's it, and the serves are going in, it feels like I'm getting more power, I must have it, without any verification that it's actually correct. And I find that most people, when they think that they're getting it, if they're not filming themselves, they're actually not getting it. So what you want to do is step up to the line. Let's just say that that is on the tripod right now, and you do some serves, boom, and you're just, you know, hitting a bunch of serves here, and you're filming them. And then what you want to do is, after you hit, you know, 10 serves or something like that, you need to remember it's quality over quantity. Come here on your iPad. You can download a video coaching analysis app. I'm using something called Coach's Eye right here. And you can study your serve moves. And you can go, is that right? Is that wrong? Do I like this? Do I like that? And then step by step, you can start to pick what you like and what needs to improve, and you can have visual proof that you're improving. Visual proof that you're improving. Okay, there's your top 5 list. All right, so hopefully that gives you a good start. I have something else to help you get your serve to another level. It's a free serve course called Serving A to Z. When I say a free serve course, I'm not talking about 3 free videos. I'm talking about 33 free serve videos that takes you from A to Z, from how to develop your serve rhythm, how to master your toss, how to start learning how to hit slice and kick, and maybe be able to hit a serve 100 miles an hour if you get those fundamentals down. So the Serving A to Z, it's like the ultimate serve fundamental course. So make sure you go up here in the card section, grab it on your way out in the description box. Make sure to like, comment, and share. Let me know what you do in your practice sessions to master your serve fundamentals. Let me know what's worked for you, and we'll see you guys on the next video.